Man
first.
of Steel. Or
YouTube
Batman vs.
first.
Superman, that was...
YouTube stream first. Doing it at YouTube first. Putting this thing. I tested a different camera and it wasn't good. Alright, everybody. Hold on. I've got to... hold on, I gotta delete this one so it doesn't confuse you. Alright, you guys, holler at everybody real quick for a second while I set up the rest of this real fast.
Holler?
Holler.
Whoa. Like actually holler or just like talk about something? I don't know.
You know,
Yeah?
like the calm kind of holler.
Calm. Holla, holla, bobala, kadala, gala, bala, gadala. Kabbalah. Kabbalah, man.
Yeah, Kabbalah. I got that Kabbalah holla.
Yeah. Oh, woo, woo, woo.
Having trouble picking up the ladies at your local Kabbalah gathering. Get you my new book, Kabbalah Holla. Holla like a real Kabbalahist.
If your mystical forms are more Sufi persuasive, you can go with no, that's not gonna work. I was like the hurling dervishes.
What is a whirling dervish?
They're like a Sufi sect, which they
That answers nothing.
Sufism is a mystical sect of Islam.
Oh,
And the
so
whirling
it's not
dervishes.
a hat.
No, the whirling dervishes, they literally just like they spin and they dance to enter a trance-like state.
So these are people.
Yes.
Okay, see, I was still on like, is this an object? Is this an
Oh.
act? Is this so? It's not an act. It's a type of person.
Yeah.
That is also a hat.
Yeah, they also wear hats and weird dresses.
And people wear them as hats.
Oh, that's gross. To be worn as a hat.
Yeah, man. It's in some cultures, it's the highest honor.
Like how we honor raccoons
Yeah.
or beavers.
Many birds of a feather, I'm sure.
Fedoras.
Those poor animals. Yeah, fucking fedoras, man. One per group. One per group.
M'lady. Hello, m'lady. My name is Brett Kavanaugh.
Oh, man. That fucking guy.
Ugh.
I'm like debating if I wanted to get into that whole thing because I'm just like, I'm so done for right now. I'm just like done with politics. It's strange for me because I usually bitch about it endlessly, but I'm like,
I've been doing that.
what's that?
But everything that's happening is like in the Senate, like with legislation. It's like there's no point because they're all like literally bought by the same people.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's right. We
Are we
about
starting?
to have Showtime hour.
Showtime. What's a good Showtime show? The Return, Twin Peaks. The Return.
Is that a trick question?
That's right. Hey, that's right. By the way, that's right. Okay. All right. There's that intro music you've come to know and love. There's that bank vault door slamming. We're getting crazy right away. It's crazy hour.
Yeah.
And then super sane, less crazy hour.
No.
Greasy Conversation, the talk show on Radio Vegas .rocks. Anything that you mention, or rather I meant to say anything that you hear us mentioning that's like a product or a service, chances are it's real, it's a real sponsor. Mention Radio Vegas .rocks to any of these people and get hooked up. Anyway, we've got a special situation here where there's more family. We've brought family before. My wife's been on before. That was magical because she's famouser than me and is generally up to cooler things. But you, on the other hand...
Yeah. On the other hand, you guys are the most famous people I know.
But what you've been up to is interesting. We cherry-picked you as an individual that says things that we want to hear said more often, whether or not we agree with them or not. We're going to get into word party today with
man.
languages.
Ooh.
Mostly English.
English.
So we have with us the next president of the United States, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
If all goes according to
My
plan.
fellow Americans.
How do I sound on the headphones? I didn't grab
Oh,
headphones.
you sound.
Do we all
Yeah,
sound
you
similar
sound pretty
You
volumes?
sound delicious.
Everyone sounds good.
Yeah.
People sound delicious.
Everyone's beautiful. Beautiful people sound beautiful.
Also, we're in a
Best
submarine
people.
suddenly.
Pristine.
Man, I'm not having the best experience with YouTube Studio. I'm cool with
No.
it. I didn't realize that's where stuff lives. You know, I feel like I'm turning into one of those old people. It's like, why are you moving my features and stuff? But I need to look past that. Also, that YouTube kind of hid the live thing now. Like there isn't an easy button to go live on Facebook. I'm sorry, YouTube's all about live. YouTube's like hungry for live. Facebook seems like they're kind of putting their hands up and like hid the feature now. So hey, you all partying out in the streams. Of course, there's always RadioVegas.rocks to hear us and hear all kinds of great other programming of our brother and sister shows. But to look upon us, there's a serious advantage with FaceTube. You face. Anyway, the red one rather than the blue one. Check us out on the red one more. Because we might be forced by the unalterable tides of change to move further away from Facebook.
Well, I wonder if like Facebook hit it because the only live videos I ever see in my stream are just like two people talking about astrology. I see like 10 of those a day.
Yeah, they used to push live a lot, and now
You don't see as much.
Well, I think that they're putting some more emphasis on live with Instagram, first of all, and also I think they never really wanted to support Facebook Live for something that's this produced. Not that I'm saying we're the most produced thing ever, but this is an actual like show.
Yeah.
And creation on that level has been really nourished by YouTube and not so much on Facebook. Facebook seems more personal. Like, check out the barbecue. Sorry you guys couldn't make it. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't Facebook have like no monetization also?
That's another thing, is that's an inevitable path. I love this and I love you all enough to do this for free forever, but obviously that's not the plan, and we wouldn't have sponsors of the station if there wasn't an idea behind making it not only monetizable, but valuable enough to each of you to monetize. Tell your friends.
Get that Patreon.
Yeah.
So I have all the news notes over here today.
Yeah.
Tell us, but first, we're here putting you on this platform as next president. I think that we should go right into talking about what some of your platform, what do you call things that put screws, bolts, the bolts that hold your
Nuts and
platform together.
bolts.
Yeah. Some tenants. What are some of the tent stakes?
Tenants. So let's see. First off, like, come on, these roads, total BS. Interstates are falling apart. We need to have like massive infrastructure rebuilding. I'm not talking about like more roads. I'm talking like high speed magnetic railways.
Hell
Like
yeah.
futuristic.
In a vacuum, though, right? Vacuum.
No, like Atlas Shrugged. John Galt shit. Anyways, so yeah, rails, obviously, which
High-speed rails.
high-speed
I
rails,
like it.
like built into a big major infrastructure rebuilding. I mean, we're getting to the point where freaking green energy is not only like, you know, of course the obvious thing that we should be investing in, but it's cheaper. What is it now, like a coal or natural gas plant to make like a giga kilo whatever watt
Yeah.
is like, you know, a factory that can produce that for a certain time is like a 5 billion. And now to do the same amount of energy with the green facility is 1 billion. So, I mean, we're getting to the point where it's going to be less and less and less. We're going to be using natural gas. Although, we got stuck in here for the next 40 years on natural gas because Obama opened up, you know, exportation of natural gas.
Yeah.
Opened up the Arctic to drilling and
Big
all these
bucks.
pipelines, you know, of course.
Yeah.
And the Democrats, you know, they had that whole DNC. They banned fossil fuel money, and then like a month later they reinstated fossil fuel money.
Yeah, they're like, wait, we need the money.
Yeah, so...
Before you get too far from that, I propose a marketing concept. What if natural gas, I mean, it sounds so beautiful, natural. like cozy natural gas. Seems like it's the most natural organic gas. But if you were to rebrand like electricity as unnatural gas, it could be like exotic, and you could really sell clean electricity because it's like it's unnatural gas, you guys. It's not even a gas. It's a metaphor. So we're all being futuristic and speaking with some inside hip terms with that unnatural gas.
Yeah, they tried to do that. They tried to do that. Oil industries, did you ever see those ads that they put out?
Clean coal?
It's like, no, it's like those cool where it's like all like the flashy neon colors and shows like, the girls like the crazy makeup and the futuristic Lady Gaga fashions. Like, this is what oil and petroleum gets us. Petroleum powers the future. And it's like, super like
Sexy
awesome.
petroleum.
Yeah. It's like,
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Let's get more of that.
What was that hurricane that just hit, or a typhoon hit somewhere?
Well, there was
North Carolina
and
just got hella hurricane.
All the natural and coal plants from that are still offline, but all the green power plants are back up within a day, producing energy. So I mean, come on, right there.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I think we could.
And
get
plus, like,
behind
I
that.
mean, people are still going on about global warming and climate change. They've not been like on the planet for the past like 2 or 3 years. Like all these crazy weather shifts and things that were predicted, like decades ago.
Or that like the global temperature is hotter like every year for the last however many.
Yeah.
I don't know, 100 years or something. Probably longer than that, but.
Just globally warms my heart. Just warms my heart globally.
I saw a snowball once.
Globally warm.
I saw a snowball. Global warming's not real.
It's heartwarming with my little heart
Fuck
globe.
you, Al Gore.
Right?
No, but yeah, do fuck you, Al Gore.
Right. All right. Well, yeah. What about?
Okay,
What
let's talk
about
about
drugs?
stuff people like. Well, drugs. Well, yes. Let's say we want to legalize everything, because I think we're reaching a big crossroads as a society that we have to reach. I think if I think back to like the social contract, right? Like Plato and Rousseau and stuff. They'd say that weaker people banded together so that they could, as a group, protect themselves from stronger people. But I'm thinking like even further than back. Like the first caveman, the first caveman that figured out fire, right? Was he like going around to all the other cavemen like, you better fucking listen to me now, buddy? Or is it more like, well, crap, you can make fire, like, what else can you do? And it's like, you know what, you can think of cool crap, we really can't, so we'll do this work and we'll help take care of you, but you make things better for us,
Yeah.
And I think that's like, we've lost that idea going on. So I think we have to work on trying to find a way to arrive there. I was working on a metaphor for this. Like, a guy's walking along a path, and he wants to reach a green, meadowy field on the other side. And to get there, he has to pass through this mountain, really jagged mountain crag. And along the way, before he enters the pass, he sees a sphinx tied up on a chain. And of course, sphinxes are super terrifying and intelligent and monstrous. So the guy and the sphinx,
Like myself.
yeah. And the sphinx is like, if you untie me, I'll take you to the other side. And so the guy's like, well, if he's like, okay, I'll untie you. He unties him. And what does the sphinx do? The sphinx eats him up, flies over the mountain, and barfs him out on the other side. And he's like digested and dead.
Yeah.
So what else can he do? He can say, well, the sphinx is on a chain, so I can take the chain and try to control the sphinx. Grabs the chain, very, very small chance he can overpower and control the sphinx and fly him across.
Yeah.
He ends up getting eaten. Or like he can ignore the sphinx and walk by, but then, the sphinx is inevitably just going to reach him because the sphinx is super strong and it's not even really chained there in the first place. I think the sphinx is like technology, I mean, like, we're reaching a point where automation and job replacement's a really big thing that's going to happen. What was the statistics like? Within like 40 years, we're going to see, what was it, like 45% of the workforce jobs replaced by machines?
Yeah, something like that.
And we're seeing like, and like the jobs that are going to be left, we're seeing are, like right now, the biggest growing job markets in the country by sector are home, nurse, and elderly care. And, and so, like, basically, once we have, AI and automation that can do all the jobs for us, what are we going to have left to do? We have to find a way to temper that in a way. And
Well,
so
I feel like those jobs have to be managed because the same thing was said about all of the machines that we use to do all of our jobs now. Like all the computers that replaced all of the record keeping jobs are now operated by record keepers at computers. And all of the robots that build things in cars are maintained and programmed by people still. They just don't have to touch the cars.
Yeah, but that's because now we computers can't think for themselves. But once we do have AI, which is something that's coming along more and more and more, it's not a proven thing.
Well,
but there can be a converging point.
What Elon Musk said when he was having the smallest amount of weed ever with Joe Rogan.
He did the Clinton. He Clintoned it.
Yeah, is the human beings will end up like the limbic system of an organism that is both man and machine. And that makes sense because and it's not scary either. Right now in our own brains, we have a front half that's making all these logical decisions that we think is steering things. Then we have this back half that's all our emotions and our guts, on our feelings, on our wants. And that's still going to happen when all of the things that need to be organized and really thought out are taken over by computers. Because they're still not, they're going to design with ultimate aesthetics, which would be boring. Too crisp, too modern, and there needs to be a little flair, little bits of interestingness for us to like it, for us to feel it. So if we're the feeling part of that machine, then that's great. That means we'll always have work too, but there'll be more creative work, and there'll be for every person that replaces 5 people on the assembly line with 1 person and a robot, there'll be 5 times the autos being made.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Once we reach a point where we have automation controlling the jobs that we want to, like elderly care that we wouldn't want to trust to a machine, or we would have, creative outlets.
I don't know. I kind of think elderly care is one of the first things that robots are going to do, at least in Japan.
Maybe,
but I mean, they'll be in person necessary.
Yeah.
But I don't, man. Have you seen those robots that scoop up old people and their little paddle hands that scoop up under there? Old people scooper bots.
Who knows how they're going to be in like 40 years? Maybe they're going to be pretty close to what we look like. Who knows? Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that like, as far as culturally goes, the idea that we can either try to enslave machinery and technology in the future and AI to shackle it, or we can try to work in a way to temper it until we can get to a place where we can control it. I think that's what we want to do. And I think when we do that, I think the cultural expanse that we have is going to be heavily facilitated by chemicals, because we're going to realize that we are chemicals.
Yeah,
we have
for
chemical
sure.
components, and so we introduce chemicals to ourselves, and we produce better things for our own chemical enjoyment.
Kind of like when any of us at some point will have a huge conflict between our thoughts and our emotions. And it feels much like 2 different people inside us conflicting. I think we'll have those kind of battles with technology and cloud thoughts, but I also think that they can be tamed similarly like they have within us. Another exciting example that I'm hoping is a metaphor for this is the type of cell that once ate another kind of cell. Like they worked together, one ended up living inside the other one, and their teamwork became the normal kind of cell that's in all like plant and animal life. And the cells that we think of as like a normal biological cell has these, I don't know, the riboplasts. Help me out in the comments, you guys. This is scattered, but this is the thing. Inside our current cells, and that's why there's a nucleus with one kind of DNA, and then we're not just running on RNA like the precursor to DNA. So if that can happen within a cell, maybe I think that might be a similarity to what's happening between us and like cloud intelligence. That we're other deep blue guy involved that said this, but that if everyone has it, if this thinking AI is able to be accessed by everyone, that's one of the biggest things that'll make it safe, because there'll be an equality of using that tool. Kind of like the internet. If a nation doesn't have the internet, then they're stuck in the Stone Age now. They're not with the rest of the world. So anyway, what up, Ange? Hey, Carrie. What up, Allie?
Hello, everyone. I know Ange. I don't know.
Shout outs. Yeah, Ange gets first comment prize today.
All right, what we got on the news?
Let me double check that. I like that we had some proposals from your presidency. I want to come back to that.
Oh boy.
I
we got a lot of medical news going on right now. It turns out, based on old news, that skeletal cells could be used to regrow damaged bones, which is another new thing we can regrow with stem cells now. There's a new verge that's a cell I never thought we'd be able to get a stem cell to become. But Japanese researchers have been able to create a human egg from blood. Like get the DNA from someone's blood and then make a freaking zygote, a human egg. So you could totally breed with someone without a reproductive cell when this is fully fleshed out. So not only does that open up like new reproductive technologies. All right, like watch. How many times can I avoid saying the word like? I'm going to have to put a counter up. I'm in a really likey day, I've noticed already in the car. Anyway, it's so hard not to say the word like every other word when I'm really excited about things. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no,
you notice I'm like having to pause consciously about it?
About the bone regrowing from cells. I remember whenever I was in college, one of my professors, Macalite, he was doing stuff with nano bars, and he found that he accidentally made a nano spring one day, and he found that he could use that to like guide the regrowth of bones.
Dang!
Yeah, this is crazy.
That's a nice discovery.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so not only would you be able to be a person that doesn't make eggs or sperm and still reproduce with your genetics, hypothetically with this, but you could like sneakily get like a celeb baby. Like, I wonder what, see, like watch, it's happening, I'm excited. So I wonder if, say, I'm trying to think of a hot female celebrity.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is a good one, because
Yeah.
I've been actually digging on her jams, guilty pleasure-wise, hella lately.
I love
compared to
Red.
other
Red's
pop.
one of my favorite albums.
For serious, she stands aside as a unique gem in her arena. So that's a good one. Yeah, I'm all disillusioned about celebrities right now, especially with Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop, and how she's so obviously a terrible person with selling snake oil and getting people's vaginas infected by talking them into putting fake, or not fake, real jade eggs. It's real jade in an egg. Store it around in your womb canal and just hang out with it. It's good luck. Thanks, Gwyneth Paltrow.
See, I heard about that. I figured it was just some like homeopathy bullshit that she was peddling. But what is she actually?
That's
jade?
one of the many baloney things she's peddling. A lot of homeopathic stuff.
So it's like, what the hell is a jade egg?
Things where like you put a knife under a pyramid and it's supposed to sharpen. That kind of.
Yeah, I've heard of
yeah,
that.
like,
That's an old myth, like from Egyptology days. Like someone like had a razor, they're like on a dig site, and like their razor was going dull too quickly, so they like had a little pyramid they put it under. It apparently lasted like twice as long.
Yeah, because they're probably thinking about how sharp it should be and subconsciously.
No, it's
using
because
it
the pyramid shape is perfectly designed to foment radiation through the cosmic spheres.
Yeah.
So it radiates back.
It's always focusing energy. So if you can't see it, it's energy. No, I like the energy between people as a metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we've got good energy or bad energy, or like auras and stuff like that. When you really take a step to think about what that means about our connection and about the copy we have of one another in our brains. Like, okay, if I feel like I know you and I can predict what you're going to do, that's going to feel good. And me interpreting that as an energy is just fine. But it doesn't mean it's going to sharpen any knives.
Yeah.
Where's I going with that? Oh, yeah, but we can totally breed with celebs now. Gonna get some Taylor Swift. Any cell. I could just comb her hair and then get me a little half Swifty.
Or like sneak into her house at night and be like...
I mean, you could just get stuff from her garbage.
Yeah. People already
We probably
do that.
throw away so much DNA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Taylor Swift probably locks her garbage.
Yeah, probably.
That's a funny concept that I've never really explored before. Like, how famous are you if you're not having to lock up your garbage? Are you lock your garbage famous? Is your garbage behind a gate and like a guard? Or
Right.
people would just like crawl in it every day?
Have a security detail for your garbage.
Yeah.
Yo,
Well, you
that's-
technically do if your garbage is within a gate and you're a garbage
yeah.
collector. Because imagine that. I mean, you see these mansions where there's like a personal guard or at least a call box. Tons of them have a call box just for this one house. If they're not putting their garbage out front, it's got to get picked up somehow. I'm just wondering if you guys know, holler in the comments, in that whole Beverly Hillsy kind of area, how many people have their garbage like behind the gate or have to put a lock on their dumpster outside their house? I mean, it's one thing to have a dumpster outside your house. That's a level too. I'd love to be at that dumpster is my garbage level.
I bet they probably have like their landscaping people take it.
Oh, like toss it in the truck to...
Yeah,
that's a move.
Take it to the dump.
Personal dump delivery.
Yeah, just like have them take care of it all.
Take it in an armored car.
It's worth its weight in Taylor Swift's used tissues are worth their weight in gold.
Oh man, they're gonna be. They're about to be. So we're at a new era, and I feel like we're working hard to calibrate just the right level of fame, so to speak, or notoriety or whatever, if fame is like a bad word in this context, to where it's enough to be fun and have a community and monetize and live and learn together, but ideally not enough that we have to lock up our garbage. We want to cut things out. It's time to put on a mask when it's lock your garbage time. That's when it's time to step away from the spotlight.
What if you flip that and instead decide just to sell your garbage?
Oh! Damn. Boss moves. This is how we learn and grow. Take that to the water cooler.
So I'm talking about capitalism in action.
I feel like we're not gaming eBay hard enough. I guarantee there's things that just go in the regular garbage that I could probably get a buck or two for.
Yo, I've seen like some bizarre like one person was selling like a cane or something that was supposed to be haunted by their parents, and they're like, it isn't really haunted, but our kid thinks it is. And that's all in the description. It's like, not really haunted cane that's haunted, you know. And it went for like, it went for a couple grand at least. Like stupid stuff. You just have, sometimes it's about putting like the dumbest thing you can think of on eBay, and then it's like $5 grand. You're like, what?
The
Brussels sprouts? What?
The fly in the sealed Mountain Dew bottle from the factory.
I hadn't seen that one.
That's sold for like $5 grand on eBay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, just dumb shit.
Price dictating value.
Right? Exactly.
What's going on there? Man, that's something I think way too hard about, where the sweet spots are on that. Because you go too far and everyone mocks it, like, oh, it's just a blah 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 for this price. But you nail it just right, and you think, oh man, is that one better than the one that's half the price? Are the seams tighter? Do you ever look at that? Like you get something like the way the two plastic halves come together, there's this big old seam, and then the seam opens and closes when you squeeze it, and you just know, oh, that's cheap. You pick up another thing and the seams just meet, or you can't find the screws. Or like, that's that good stuff, that seamless stuff.
German.
Yeah, or anything designed in California then built in China, like Apple products. So this USB battery I got, that's one that starts the car. I think it's a Shoemaker, that famous battery charging company Shoemaker, you guys, name drop. If you're into charging batteries, my automotive kids know what I'm talking about, Shoemaker. Danny's excited. Anyway, got this little USB battery that'll like start a car, but there's no seam. It's like a block of rubber. It's so neat. Yeah, seams. Anyway. So that's one piece of medical news. Prepare yourself. I have another piece of medical news that I'm building up suspense for. 3 paralyzed patients take steps again. With the help of a spinal cord implant, it's a stimulator. It stimulates their spinal cord. Think it like shocks it in happy spine patterns and stuff. If I'm guessing right from what I read about it, it's like a feedback thing to where they manipulate it. It's getting some data from them and then amplifying it or rebroadcasting it or getting it over to your lower limbs from some upper parts. So they still have to relearn and retrain new brain pathways to walk from scratch, like babies. And this one woman's awesome at it. They're usually using walkers, which I think are the new canes. You see, when's the last time you saw an older person walking around with a cane?
Once in a while, but only because I ride the bus.
Yeah.
But it's way more walkers. The cane
Way more
to
walkers.
walker ratio is pretty low.
Yeah, I'll see like middle-aged people with walkers sometimes. Just have the equilibrium problem. They're like speckled purple or something. People are getting their walkers all hot roddy.
Pin my walker.
It's like House had that came with the flames on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is dangerous if you're in a fire.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to rescue your walker. They're going to think it's already on fire.
Have Exhibit come out when he's like a senior citizen. Pimp my walker.
I would watch that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like, just to see Exhibit old. Like, is he still going to be this? How is Exhibit going to be when he's old?
Is he going to let himself age?
Right? Yeah. I don't think
he's going to pimp himself.
Yeah, he's just going to keep
He's going to
pimping
pimp
himself.
Exhibit.
Right.
It's going to be a plastic surgery journey show.
That would be amazing. He's like, the world's first hip-hop android. Pimp myself. Exhibit. Yo, I heard that I really liked TVs on my TV, so all the TVs on my body are picture-in-picture.
Oh, man. An Exhibit.
Yo, I heard I
Yo,
really
self,
like
I
ice
heard you
cream.
liked increased brain power, so I put a processor in your brain processor so you can think while you think.
I genetically enhanced my nipples so they secrete ice cream.
Dog, I talked to my friend Lorenz. He has this great miniaturized cooling system.
Oh, man. No, back to the little brain things that help people walk. You know, implants. There's a movie that I'm going around pimping selflessly called Upgrade. That's about that exact same thing, except it's way more fucked up, and it's like it's really fucked up.
I remember when
Well, that's not very... Give a chunk of it. So this
All
guy...
right, real quick. So this dude, something happens, he gets in a car accident, and this gang comes. Really suspicious how it's all like a setup. And they kill his wife, and he becomes a paraplegic, you know, and he's really depressed, obviously, and tries to kill himself. And then dude comes in, he's like, oh, I can help you walk again. You just have to implant this chip. And it's set in, you know, a little farther out in the future. They have like smart cars and smart houses and all that shit, so everything talks to each other. And the thing helps him walk again, like almost immediately. But then it starts talking to him in his mind, and he's like the only one that can hear it. And it starts helping him find the people who killed his wife. Right? It's really crazy and fucked up. Because it's like it's not just like an implant that's supposed to, control his body for him. It's also a really highly advanced AI system. Apparently,
did they save like his wife's brain and use that to make it?
No. It's way more. It's nothing like that. It's not. It's
the
a
man
pretty
with
fucked
two
up
brains.
Oh, The Man with Two Brains was sick. That's a great movie. That's way underrated.
That's not like the Bruce Campbell one, is it?
No,
It's
that was
super old. It has
what's his name again?
the jerk in it. Steve Martin?
Yeah, Steve Martin.
Oh yeah.
The Silver Fox. But no, the implant thing. I remember whenever they were like first developing that, they had a commercial about it where they had like Christopher Reeves like walk up on stage out of his wheelchair and like get up and walk across the stage and like shake someone's hand. It was crazy.
Dang.
This was like in 2000. I remember that commercial. It was during the elections.
Yeah.
I think it was one of Gore's commercials.
Probably.
Yeah, it took a minute to get that going. So, anyway, I put this as medical news. Tell me what you think if this is medical. So, millennials are causing the U.S. divorce rate to plummet. And this is when I realized that grudgingly we are millennials. I mean, we graduated in 2001. That's when I graduated. I think that's the very beginning.
We are totally in the age group that is considered millennials.
Yeah, we are. And that divorce rate, though, people our age are just not getting married.
Yeah, can't get divorced if you never get married.
No, whoop. So I guess that...
It depends on how they weight it. If they weight it on like total population or just based against the marriage rate itself.
Or just against the government having a deal involved in it. But at some point when you're sure, the government like hooks you up. So it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But just the idea of the test drive alone, because there was a lot of celibacy before marriage too. And people really change when you live with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they change when they feel stuck. So the longer you can put off feeling stuck, the less often you have to learn how to be unstuck and learn how to rekindle things and like redate a person. Like appreciate them from scratch again. Remember, where if you constantly feel like you have to re-win them, that they're not just your property, that's a whole different dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought on that. Stinger heavy? Is this stinger heavy? Boy, I hope that wasn't too loud. I'm sorry. We're turning these stingers down a little bit. I'm getting that itchy stinger hand.
I like those loud stingers.
Yeah, Mallow likes a loud stinger. So I consider that medical. I'm still trying to rationalize that. But when I took this note, I was so sure that was medical.
It's like sociological.
It is very.
/ medical.
Okay.
/ medical. I guess because like
Taking it.
if you're married, you live longer or die sooner. I don't remember what this tick is, but you die or something.
One lives longer and the other... The one who sucks the life out of the other one lives longer. And, that's all there is to it.
The literal potbelly vampire goblin.
So, you have a note in here, Mallow, that's labeled just kidding me, ? But I can tell from the URL that it's the thing about Texas prisons denying dentures to inmates with no teeth, claiming chewing isn't a medical necessity.
Yeah, that was like one of the... They add like some scientific line where you even use the term mastication and how it wasn't a necessity and that they're actually working on developing a straw-based diet. I think I just made that part up, but it was all like, we'll find it's more economical to actually provide prisoners with liquid diets or some bullshit.
Soylent.
Like, yeah.
Let's give them Soylent.
I actually want to get on the Soylent train, but...
Okay, Zuckerberg.
Hey, no, I just don't care about eating. Like, I hate eating. It's such... I'm like, I don't fucking care. Just give me a drink. If I could just, like, inject daily nutrients, I'd be happy with that. But,
Like the Jetsons, just take a
yeah,
pill?
man. Yeah, that's all I want. And I want my briefcase card spaceship.
But what about bacon cheddar wedges?
I mean, they're great and all, but ultimately I don't care.
Wedges?
Wedges.
No.
Hey, not everyone's down with the wedge.
Nope.
What everyone is down for, though, is kicker headphones. Because I'm looking at you wearing them and feeling jelly because I'm usually wearing a pair. And I think they're in the other room. But kicker, they're so good sounding. And if I were to spend money on a new pair of wireless headphones, that'd be the ones.
Yeah, I'd definitely rock these. Yeah.
They're way lighter than they look like they're going to be, but they're very durable. They got the seam situation on those buttons, tiny seams, good construction. Serious, it doesn't seem like an economical product at all for being really affordable for how good they are. Also, hey, I forgot to mention that we talked about this fella. Where'd it go? The Bullfrog. I didn't know this was called the Bullfrog when we were playing with this semi-cheese grater, semi-British skyscraper-shaped object here. There's speakers on both sides. It's got like a hard rubber durable situation.
Cowbell.
Yeah. It's much louder than a cowbell, though, and really clear. And Bluetooth's up. You can charge your phone with its battery. It's got a giant battery in it.
Waterproof?
And waterproof, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Bullfrog, they call it.
And in an emergency, you could totally knock someone out with that thing.
Yeah, you could knock the teeth out of someone that will then not get new ones in prison.
Or if you're very adventurous, it makes a very interesting dildo.
Hey.
If you're adventurous.
Yeah, only for the adventurous.
Adventurous makes a very interesting what?
Dildo.
Oh, I was thinking like the opposite, where you put your wiener through this part. Highly recommend this product.
Oh, like how the Japanese make square watermelons.
Yeah. Because there's definitely... I definitely think that it's not as tall as it is wide. I don't think it's a perfect cylinder. So this is like... In the top and the bottom is way more significant than the sides, as far as where you want pressure applied. Not the intention of this product, but a bonus feature that I think we've discovered. Kicker Audio. I mean, you might know them from subwoofers and cars. They've been around a long time. It's really cool seeing them branch out into personal audio and do it this chic. And just do it with really good stuff. That's amazing. Anyway, tossing that out there.
They should put a cheese grater.
Like next to it in the same package as part of the marketing.
Yeah, it's like
Enjoy.
just one of the buttons, just like press it and it, boop.
It really does look like that building in Britain, though, too. Or, wait, maybe I'm thinking of the British one mixed with a San Francisco building. A city near a coast. It looks like a tall building there. Yeah. I hope you're dreaming. If you can't see your iTunes tunes in this, like I usually do with podcasts, that description's perfect. It's just like I said. It's beautiful. Bullfrog. Anyway, that's more medical news, right? About the teeth and the prisons.
I mean, I guess so. It's just more news about like how shitty prisons are, man.
Like, why I'm on this kick that I had to have medical news. There's 2 medical
What's the-
newses. I'm like, yeah, this category.
What's the word on those prison strikes? Has there been anything going on with those lately?
You know,
No,
still
I
happening?
haven't heard any follow
dang, I
up.
forgot that was a thing.
But I just feel
Yeah.
like the news is so crazy. Like something like that is just like bloop,
Yeah,
and just
'cause-
like a little blip and just goes off into the ether. I'll have to follow up. Yeah, that was really that was like a month ago or something.
Yeah, and it was going on for like weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You guys, can you believe that we're already almost to the middle of the broadcast?
Really?
Yeah. And that's a perfect time for me to confess that I've been doing the YouTube stream that I've been advertising so adamantly, like, hey, look at the YouTube one and not the Facebook one as much. With my battery from my laptop slowly draining because I left my laptop charger at home, you know, to be relatable, to be like a human being that makes obvious stupid mistakes with a laptop that like the battery doesn't work anymore. Because, you know, you've had a laptop longer than 2 years. That battery's a joke battery.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, on that note, I'm going to switch it to a different computer. So YouTube people, it's going to just be broken into 2 parts. We do 2-parters sometimes. But while I'm doing that, we're going to participate in a little tradition we like to call Commercial Chug.
Dish TV.